Zohran Mamdani and the illusion of change. Can NYC ever elect the future? A city at the crossroads. New York City is a paradox. It calls itself the capital of the world, the beating heart of diversity, the vanguard of cultural innovation. Yet politically, it often resembles a fortress, guarded by legacy, big money, and institutions that refuse to make room for the truly new. Enter Zohran Mamdani. A 33-year-old socialist assembly member from Queens, Mamdani just pulled off one of the most unlikely political victories in recent memory, winning the Democratic primary for mayor of NYC, defeating none other than Andrew Cuomo, former 3-term governor, political pit bull, and institutional icon. And yet, amid the euphoria of progressives and the shock of the old guard, one question lingers beneath the surface. Can someone like Zohran Mamdani ever really win the mayorship of New York City? Or is his rise just another chapter in the theater of false hope, doomed to be crushed by the machine? This isn't just a story about a candidate. It's a story about the structure of power itself. Who is Zohran Mamdani? Born in Uganda to a Muslim Indian family, raised in the U.S., educated at Bowdoin College, and deeply immersed in activism, Mamdani is a rare mix of street-level organizer and high-concept policymaker. His father is the renowned post-colonial scholar Mahmoud Mamdani, and his mother, filmmaker Mira Nair. But Zohran's rise wasn't inherited. It was built, block by block, in the rent-stabilized buildings of Queens, alongside eviction-threatened tenants, MTA riders, and the overworked and underpaid workers the system calls essential but treats as disposable. He identifies as a democratic socialist unabashedly. He supports a $30 per hour minimum wage, universal childcare, city-run grocery stores, rent freezes, free public transportation, demilitarizing the police. To many voters, this is a dream long deferred. To others, especially corporate donors, real estate tycoons, and traditional Democrats, it's a nightmare of Venezuela in the making. The system. Why the odds are still stacked. Mamdani's critics aren't just ideological, they're structural. Let's break down 3 powerful forces aligned against any true outsider winning the mayoralty. The real estate political complex. New York is a city where policy follows property. From the Koch era to Bloomberg's reign to Adams' backroom deals, real estate developers function as a shadow government. Mamdani's policies strike at the heart of this relationship. Rent control? A city-run housing? He is a direct threat to the REBNY, Real Estate Board of New York, power structure. Expect millions in dark money PACs, grassroots, neighborhood groups funded by landlords, and editorial hit jobs in tabloids like the New York Post. They don't need to defeat you. They just need to make you seem unelectable. The Democratic machine and the moderate coup. Mamdani won the Democratic primary, yes, but don't be fooled. The party brass are not unified behind him. Key party figures, Schumer, Gillibrand, even AOC in some cases, are withholding full-throated endorsements. Adams, still the sitting mayor, is running as an independent. Cuomo may launch a write-in campaign or challenge ballot rules. Meanwhile, centrist Democrats are quietly working to split the vote, leveraging fears of leftist chaos, anti-police extremism, or, more cynically, Mamdani's identity as a Muslim of color who supports Palestinian liberation. Expect identity to be weaponized, not celebrated. Media manipulation and the noise machine. Mamdani is an easy target for sensationalist media. He speaks clearly and radically. No political doublespeak, no Clintonian triangulation. That's a strength in grassroots organizing, but a liability when the city's media ecosystem is designed to reward spectacle over substance. The tabloids will frame him as the socialist who wants to destroy the NYPD, the man who hates Israel, or the anti-business radical. Local news will air carefully curated segments of angry landlords and fearful seniors. The mainstream press, meanwhile, will walk the fine line of both sides' journalism, reinforcing skepticism by giving endless oxygen to attacks that come from Cuomo, Adams, or even Bloomberg-era ghosts. Bridging hope and cynicism. Is this time different? It's tempting, painfully so, to believe Mamdani's rise will end like that of Zephyr Teachout, Cynthia Nixon, Jermaine Williams, or Maya Wiley. High hopes, Big energy and a quiet fade out as the city recoils into the comfort of a safe pair of hands. But here's why this moment might actually be different. Ranked choice voting means split moderates could allow a plurality win for Mamdani. Disillusionment with Adams is palpable. The post-George Floyd progressive wave still simmers. The demographics have shifted. Younger, more diverse, more radicalized by inequality, climate, Gaza, housing crises. Tech-savvy, bilingual, globally conscious Gen Z and millennial voters are organizing not only in the Bronx or Queens, but on TikTok, Discord, and WhatsApp. In other words, the machine is still powerful, but it's leaking oil. A battle bigger than Mamdani. So will Zohran Mamdani win? Maybe. But maybe is already historic. Even if the system crushes his campaign under the familiar weight of old money and manufactured fear, his candidacy has lit a fuse. He speaks not only to New York's future, but to a national hunger for politics that is rooted in morality, not metrics, in people, not profits. If Mamdani wins, it will be a generational revolution. If he loses, it will be a generational warning that no matter how loud the cry for change, the empire can still whisper louder in backrooms. But one thing is clear. The time of unchallenged power for corrupt old white guys is cracking, and Zohran Mamdani is the sound of that rupture. And whether the system likes it or not, the noise is only getting louder.